did decide to ban out the Uranus within their first rotation. And that's interesting because they're on blue side, and we saw that in their match up against Geek Fam Indonesia, they ended up first picking that Uranus. So now that they don't have it, they're going for something else. That's Selena.
Yeah, never mind. And there's Valley out there still, but I do want to see. It means that something is up there. They have been centralized, like you said, based on Uranus. So they are trying new stuff here, obviously. So maybe it's going to be a Geelong on Siren Clan. Oh no, obviously it won't be one.
No, it can't be. It can't be.
Yeah, we can see Ace actually
Atlas,
thinking, but again.
Valir. Pick Valir. No, Kadra. Okay, Kadra actually works pretty well too. They're gonna go for it? No?
No, they're gonna deny us.
Alright, so again, Siren Clan is sticking to their guns here. They think, I definitely think they're in the mindset of like, hey, these are two priority picks that we'd like to go for, we're comfortable with. So I say there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see what GENFLIX AEROWOLF is here to respond to Siren Clan's claim of Esmeralda is one and all.
If they really want to go with this kind of strat, again, they need to figure out how to play around these heroes too.
Yes.
We're talking about the support hero and the side lanes, and especially the late game heroes. Again, Ruby, we do know Ruby being buffed quite a lot. We've seen how she can sustain as long as Uranus did in the lane itself.
Yeah, I'm expecting Siren Clan to either be thinking about, you know, picking up, potentially getting another support, or looking to go pick their off lane here, because Thamos can go. I feel like Diggy is like a little too early of a show, because there's not enough CC on GENFLIX side that you have to worry about.
What do you mean not enough CC? That's all 3 CC
They're
heroes.
all single target.
Not really, if you consider it Ruby at some point.
I mean, sure, but that's like such a unique situation to be in. If she flickers forward and catches 3 people,
we're looking
you know?
at Loyi. They're trying one more time here.
He's
scratching her head.
Because I'm very distrustful of Lori, as of right now, you know?
I have to agree. Hammers down, because we haven't seen any good Loyi play so far. Same goes for Geek Fam Indonesia before. It's been...
They're struggling.
I'm gonna put out the big word. Horrible.
Horrible? I just think Loyi is really struggling as of right now.
Loyi is just... maybe there's no definite answer for her strat yet.
True, true.
Still finding it. But maybe not in a tournament.
Maybe not in a tournament like this.
Yeah, but they're banning out Lancelot. They do see how Lancelot was powerful just now, but they still have a lot of heroes option here. Speaking of AEROWOLF, he can play whatever he wants.
Sorry, I'm just so distracted by Ace's legs right now, because in real life, Ace is actually taller than me, you know? He's taller than me. I have to look up to him because he's so tall. So can you imagine how much leg there is? There's so much leg. So much delicious, sexy leg. I'm so sorry, Ace, if you're listening to this. I'm just picking on like the smallest of problems.
He's trying to. Okay, that's a very long leg. He's trying to cover it up. There you go. I'm too sexy for you.
Honestly, if he sticks his leg completely out, I'm pretty sure it goes out of frame on the other side.
I have a feeling it will be. Probably at the edge of the, the upper left side of the screen, probably.
I swear, I wonder what it's like being that tall as Ace, you know? Like, I know I'm 6 foot. I feel like I'm pretty tall, but Ace is like, whoa, that is tall. Like, how much more are you seeing than everybody else? Like, real talk. Okay, that's besides the point. Now that the draft is completely finished here and I've been avoiding the situation, Kimmy is being brought. I also noticed the Turizla, which I completely disagree with, but I'm excited to see how it works well with Lori,
and
you know?
see how the lineup of Siren Clan right now, they are focusing more. Okay, what happened? They are focusing more towards AoE kind of damage.
Like, this is wombo combo.
Can they execute it? We've seen Loi never actually happen, but I'm really pleased. Don't crush my hopes anymore. I'm living in a disappointment right now. I'm depressed to see how much Loi never actually do anything in the game. Do prove otherwise, please.
Yes, I'm excited to see how this goes. Siren Clan playing the composition that's
Ray
very
Parrish
much...
is similar like LaFell's. Kind of remind me for a moment there, sorry.
Joke's on you, Rave is LaFell's younger cousin, brother.
Probably.
I don't know, man.
Now we have level 2.
Let's get back into this as we see the cinematic view as we enter the land of Dawn. It's time for the final, potentially the final game of today. It's going to be Siren Clan versus GENFLIX AEROWOLF here. Siren Clan bringing in a very wombo combo heavy composition, while GENFLIX on the other side going to be much more aggressive with the Kimmy and as well as their Selena. So level 2 is when you were expecting GENFLIX AEROWOLF to be a bit of a beast.
If there's nobody dying on before level 2, that is. But I do notice that they're gonna replace Renazmi plays from Uranus to as this Ruby again. So it's pretty much like Uranus with a female version of it. So that's pretty much it. But Rave going in straight with a core ace. It's really low chunk, less than half HP left. Well, Watts being straight away punished the moment he shows himself in the mid lane. So we're looking at both teams going super aggressive in mid here.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of level 1 potential here. Ace can't really say too much. He is just, you know, just soaking as much damage as he can. Maybe unnecessarily to a certain extent, but he really can't do anything until he hits level 2. Then it all makes sense. The rest of the team, Odir Bambi, playing on Kimmy, is trying to negate the amount of pressure coming out from GENFLIX AEROWOLF here. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to stop. Garo Gacha is a great answer to slow people down. However, Ambus as well is coming through the backside, hopefully to catch somebody off, but Clay is there to disengage the fight entirely.
Yeah, they don't want to make the same mistake too many times in a day. I'm talking about Thomas and Biff suddenly appear out of nowhere in the mid lane. Rafe trying to poke it out, but he will not take the bait. And everybody been playing very patiently. They're not making the same movement they did in the first game here. We're talking about Siren Clan learning quite fast. If you ask for adaptations, if it's the best of 5, you're probably going to make a chance of winning the game or the series, but it's going to be just the best of 3.
Yeah, potentially, but so far it's going pretty good here for Ambus, and every single time Renazmi tries to walk up into the lane, he can actually contest the fight here. However, the level 4s are important. Siren Clan, I'm assuming, oh, this is huge! That was a great second ability coming in from Loryi here. However, there isn't enough follow-up and damage coming in for the side of Siren Clan. Kimmy is way too far off to the side. Rizla rotated early, and yes, it was a good idea. However, his damage alone won't be able to secure those kills.
The rotation coming out from Loi just now was huge, but it's not enough just yet because they're still trying to wait for levels. And now Fredo already got himself the way of Dragon. Fenrir on the other hand, level 3 still. Ace trying to buy more time. At the same time, they're trying to clear the jungle, but Renazmi caught in the middle of a very cornered situation. Still managed to get out from there. That's the Ruby passive there is trying to slide away as much as they can, and they still get themselves Lethal Path Wanderer. And I think Chell probably waiting for a pickoff.
Yeah, and you can see Ambus here. He's already ready in position to try and punish. Like, even if they rotate, Ambus is still pretty difficult to deal with by himself. As long as he still has a Star Moon Fall, he can bail out of any situation he wants. He has to Purify on top of everything else to deal with the CC. But now, a full-on fight here. GENFLIX Fredo kicks away Odir Bambi, but he's now caught out in a position he can't win from. Gets pulled back by the Fatal Links. The Rejuvenate, the Revitalize coming in huge from Rave, keeping their team alive. But the rest of Ambus is coming on through. The taunt getting locked down. Clay is able to make things happen here. He gets the initial execute onto Thomas and Beef, but the rest of the team is just a little too low, and they can't do Turtle anymore because they have been chunked out quite a bit. So, 2-for-2 trade. Siren Clan looking a little bit better than they did in Game 1.
They know what they're doing this time. Hopefully they can keep the momentum up and not down, because we do know sometimes they kind of lost their way in the mid-game. If only they can manage to just drag this kind of momentum till mid-game. But Fredo again overstayed himself, and he's not welcome at all. Punished straight away. Half HP, less than that left. And Watts and the rest of the team kind of very fast when it comes to giving extra hands and backing up the rest of the team here. Fredo trying to get one more. Renazmi on the other hand, fighting against 1v2 situation. Bambi keep on pew away. Renazmi, he has nowhere to run. Still stuck, pulled it on in. It was a nice ultimate that offended just now. I don't know what happened after that. Still surviving for them, but Thomas just has to go down. Lund is not happy for no follow-up just now, whatever he's trying to do.
Ambus now in a little bit of trouble. He pulls back away, and oh man, I want to see a bit of a replay. I think Odir Bambi got a little confident with how much damage his maximum impact actually does. I think if he just auto-attacked him with the red buff proc, would have been enough to take out Renazmi there. So that might have been a little bit on Bambi's side of a mistake.
We cannot be sure about that until we see the replays, but that's way off. Dragon being kicked out and away. Ace is still too much for them to handle. Not enough. They need more skills, and that's a lot of resources just to shut one Ace down.
Yeah, and Ace here, he can't really do too much about that. Like, even though he has the ultimate, who's he gonna bring him back to? Like, you're just wasting a cooldown if you decide to use it. So, tough decisions being made here. But Siren Clan still in prime position, in a much better position than they were in their previous game, because by 5 minutes, it was pretty much decided that GENFLIX AEROWOLF was going to take control.
It kind of, and it's still 50-50 game. We usually, in the last game, in the 5 minutes timeline, we kind of see it's kind of apparent who will be winning the game. But this time around, Fenrir actually play more cautious when it comes to making sure his position is not too far from the rest of the team here.
Yeah.
He's actually the key point for the team, and now got stunned here. Ace being pulled inside. He can't even move one bit, but that is a huge battling landing right in front of the turret. And
Just
Rim
keep going.
and the rest of the team is not being actually punished at all by AEROWOLF. It's Ace down instead.
It looks like they were playing the rotational game. GENFLIX walk away scot-free just because Siren Clan is giving them a lot of respect. You could see Fredo running up the river, and they were like, okay, that's one more member that's going to reach here faster than us. We can't afford to die. Thomas coming in with a huge ultimate. Doesn't actually catch Clay out at the side. He dodges the final Abyssal Arrow, and he doesn't die. That's going to be an A+ for both sides. And Siren Clan...
Oh,
no, there's no way he's dying here. There is no way Odir
Fredo is
Bambi.
just overstaying himself. He got tossed. They are trying to go in for more Watts, trying to use his ultimate, but that's just Kimi and the rest of the team Siren Clan did right on time this time. And Fenrir waiting for the right time to go in as well. And Thomas, will he land another ultimate? We're not sure, because Renofmi is the one who's tanking so far. Wraith trying to charge it up, trying to get one, but probably they will retreat for now.
Yeah, and you can see that Thomas, he's just pushing out the mid wave. He knows he can tank a lot of this damage because of his body of the Smith. However, he's got to be very, very careful here. He's sticking nearby to get a little bit of his health back from the Litho Wanderer that just been scored by Oh Dear Bambi. But how far can they go with this? Because it's pretty much a stalemate from both sides. Both sides are giving just enough respect to each other. Maybe not Fredo here, but overall, a lot of respect from both teams.
Yep. Oh, but then the respect being taken away. Thomas landed another ultimate here at the same time. That was just defensive, but there's nowhere to go. That's another being cut. That was a nice clumped up and ultimate by Loyi. Finally, I'm seeing one ultimate by Loyi. I'm so happy. The diversion happening, and that's combo alongside with a fatal link on the side of that Atlas. But will it be
Fenrir!
enough?
Come on! Oh, Fenrir just got hit. He quickly purifies. Can he pick up Rave at least? He needs one more ability, and he finally goes down. This was a great trade coming in from both sides, and Fenrir was so close to getting another free kill. But this is a different ball game here. GENFLIX thought this was going to be an easy, aggressive win. No, it is not. A Siren Clan push back to the aggression.
Man, we have no clue who's winning, because both teams pretty much at the same rate and the same pace here, including their towers. But back to Fredo, he is disrespecting way too much. Keep on invading and infiltrating the other base side. He's trying to wait it out. The arrow quite hit Ace again. Ace always been the victim of any circumstances. We're talking about Fenrir so far has been making sure his position is right on point. He never actually overstayed, never mispositioned himself, and that actually gave a huge impact to us the whole game.
Yep, and so far Lun has been doing a good job just keeping Ruby in check, because Ruby hasn't been able to participate in too many fights because of the speed of which Lun clears out these waves with his with each consecutive strike. Now, Lord is a huge objective on the map. Siren Clan have control of it for now, but let's see how GENFLIX AEROWOLF want to dissect this particular problem.
Maybe not getting the Lord being stolen here, obviously, but I don't think they will go for the Lord. They're probably just gonna bait the Lord, so they will force a fight for AEROWOLF. But like again, Arrow cannot be overconfident about this. But Fenrir a bit off position, got hit straight away, purify himself, and now that's one more down, which is gonna be Ace again, trying to save Fenrir, which happens to be running away, and it's gonna be a huge advantage for GENFLIX AEROWOLF to get back to the map, control or even the Lord at this point.
Well, Ambus is kind of running around in the middle of 3, 4, 5 people here. He just needs to be able to hold on a little bit longer. He builds enough shield off of Clay here, but now Thomas coming in with a big penalty zone. Not enough to lock them all in, but Siren Clan still just buying time, denying GENFLIX that space and life to actually take away the Lord uncontested.
If that penalty zone actually landed on either of the side of AEROWOLF, that might just turn the table around. Oh, Fenrir last hit at that. Imagine if you have that burn after effects. It's going to be the end of Fenrir.
Yeah, luckily Clay didn't actually take the Magic Worship, but he went for the Impure Rage. So fortunately, Fenrir's going to walk away scot-free. But at least they put up an amazing defense so that Lord isn't taken away by GENFLIX AEROWOLF, despite being a member down.
Now look at the item progression. So far, we're looking at what already finished off his Blade of Despair, which is going to be a endless battle next. But will it be enough time for him to finish it off? Because we're waiting for another Lord fight anytime soon. At the same time, both members of Siren Clan try to push the side lanes here. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't force the engagement because they do know their lack of men. But Siren going for more. Fenrir last tick of health there. They finally get one down, one more to go. And it seems like Fredo really low on health. What? Struggling to survive. They're aiming for one first. And that's going to be Fredo. It's going to be Siren Clan this time. Hammering down towards AEROWOLF's side. But Renosmi is just impossible to kill. With that light still coming from his side. He's nowhere.
He's not dying.
Never.
He's never gonna die. Wait, hold up. Okay, now the ultimate coming in from Ambush, and now this should mean the kill for Siren Clan. That just took an uncomfortable amount of time to do.
Yeah, straight away, not wasting more time like they wasted on how to kill Renosmi. But they do have 2 members here already revived back.
They have
What's
to do this
gonna
fast.
be?
Come on.
Is it gonna be fast enough? They're gonna steal the way, coming in, Wraith jumping in, and there you go, ultimate straight away for Battle. And then trying to get the Lord. Still managed to get one for Bambi, finish it off straight from the bat here. They got a huge win just now that might just turn the table around, which might be a 3rd game coming in very soon if they win this game.
Yeah, agreed. And Siren Clan hitting back hard. GENFLIX AEROWOLF has been dropping the ball. They haven't been giving as much respect towards Siren Clan in this particular game here, and now they're getting heavily punished for it as Siren Clan now screaming and kicking back at this aggression.
Oh, Bambi tried to overcharge, but it's not going to hit anybody just yet. The Lord is marching in. At the same time, try to push mid lane, get back themselves. The map control, Siren Clan, they're adapting fast. But Fredo, as long as they don't making too much overextended stays here, I'm talking about making overconfident kind of mistakes. They don't want to do that because anytime soon, AEROWOLF can just come back into the game.
Just look at this. Look at how well they synchronized all the waves together to enable themselves the best opportunity to break an inhibitor here. And now, with a superior wave clear coming in from GENFLIX AEROWOLF, they're going to be trying their best to defend this. On the teleportation here, it could be a bait. And yeah, it was an initial bait as they look to take this inhibitor without too much competition coming in. Fatal Links pulling back in. Gato coming in with a big ultimate and actually latches onto 2 people. But at this point in time, Ace is too big to stop as he walks in with 100% confidence that he won't die as GENFLIX AEROWOLF is getting pushed back with 2 members who already bit the dust.
Oh, that's another one. They have to force a retreat for now, but they will try to extend more and going in. And Bambi is not going to back off or even going back to the base. Oh, got pulled back. This is just not what they wanted to be. But it's going to be enough for Siren Clan. They have been tagging in and out from the inhibitor turret, making sure everybody keep the boat afloat. I'm talking about everybody is not dying for the side of Siren Clan, but they do need to regen back towards their base because that's going to be one more way that they have to handle for AEROWOLF to defend this one out.
Yep, and it looks like this is Siren Clan's game to win at this point in time against GENFLIX AEROWOLF. They're in the lead. They've already hit maximum capacity. GENFLIX is a little bit behind here, by just, 7K. Once they hit the 42K mark, it's not going to matter too much. Thomas and Beef getting caught out here, using the penalty zone as a way to get out, but he can't dodge. But that's Sonata! The shield being provided wasn't enough to keep him alive, and that's a huge pick for the side of GENFLIX AEROWOLF.
Oh, will it be them turning the game over to their side? We have no clue because they cannot afford to make any mistake. Amber straight away put off that beautiful they have to force themselves to a retreat because they cannot afford to lose much more men than they already had, because all the lanes right now quite out in the open, nothing to defend except the crystal itself.
Yep, and Fenrir is just zoning them with the help of Ace, making sure they don't get this flank angle onto the backside of their team, as Thomas and Beef is coming back up. He's got a long way to run to reach the crystal for the side of GENFLIX AEROWOLF, who have their members coming back up in a very short amount of time.
Oh, well, we do have Rave back into the game, but they need to wait for play. The thing about Selena is not as effective as it is when it comes to late game. Usually, it kind of like a Fanny in a magic sense of way, so they need to compensate that as well. So what has a lot of responsibility to do, making sure he has enough burst damage, while Rave at the same time must make himself a blade mail. I'm not sure if he finished off a blade mail or not for that Kimmy, but he really needs it a lot.
Yeah, and it's so far it's been a really tough game from GENFLIX AEROWOLF, because they're playing a composition that requires them to get ahead in the early game, and now that they're forced to scale with a regular hyper carry, Rave's job is so much harder, because again, he has to time when he uses the Sky Guardian's avatar as well, and Watt has to be in a position where he does not get caught out by Ace's Fatal Links. Here it is, big play! They get a huge initial catch here, they get knocked up, and finally the fight has begun, but Watt is in prime position to take out the rest of Siren Clan. They don't have their damage shield. Lord Yi has bailed out of there, and the rest of the teammates weren't able to follow along.
They even steal away that Lord Ruby. Renosmi did a big play combo alongside with Rave just now. Turn the table around, and now it's that. Even though they're having more map control, but that enhanced Lord, it's something they want to have on their side to just one push to win this one away.
Yep, and now it's pushing in. This means that GENFLIX AEROWOLF has come back into this game, as they will take out the outer turrets as well with Lord-empowered minions here. Now, Siren Clan can't really do too much about this. They can only slow down the bleeding until Lord gets there. 10 more seconds until Ace comes back, and then it goes back to normal.
Will it be enough time? We're talking about they're losing their base quite fast, too fast at this rate. All the bottom, mid, top, everywhere, nowhere for the turret except for the inhibitor that's just left. But they were Lord charging in very soon. They will not follow alongside of the Lord there. Well, gladly enough, that's really fortunate for the side of Siren Clan. One mistake, the Lord got stolen, and they didn't anticipate Rave will charge right in last minute to combo with Renosmi along that side.
And that's what's really scary about GENFLIX AEROWOLF's composition, when you have the options like Garo Gacha and as well as Renosmi on that Ruby. Being clumped up in over a neutral objective is very detrimental for your team, because again, Rave's ultimate is very large, and it covers a lot of distance.
And then the moment you actually being knocked up in the air, Renosmi just gonna pull you back, and you have been CC'd like what, probably 5 to 6 seconds there.
Yep, it's tough to get past. Like, if they full combo into each other, it's really hard to get by.
They do have Purify, but they're just gonna cancel one of these out. It's not gonna be enough.
Yep. So they have to time it very precisely which ability they have to dodge, so that they can dodge every other ability. But again, this is coming to be the longest game so far today. 18 minutes. Siren Clan unwilling to give up their lead against GENFLIX AEROWOLF, who's been playing passively until they made the play down at Lord's side.
The next war will determine who will win this game number 2. The arrow didn't hit anybody yet for the episode from Selena, but at the same time, Siren Clan kind of hesitant to make a move. They got stunned one for Ace, but Ace is too tanky for them to take one shot down. Renosmi tried to make a play, trying to bait everybody out for their ultimates and skills, but none of them taking a bit too far. And Watt, on the other hand, trying to stay safe as much as possible. We do see, will it be one turning over Fataling trying to win this game? Going in ambush, taking everything possible. Fredo at the same time tried to dash out. Renosmi tried to pull everybody in. That Fataling hit a lot of people, but they managed to run away from that. But it's not going to be enough. Gotham Catcher went in the last minute too. Will it be whose game? Look at Watt's hitting a lot of damage, but no! None of the Siren Clan been taken down. It's 2 trade to none. Will it be Siren Clan finish off the game one shot here.
Yeah, great play coming in from Ace there. He was able to catch, you know, GENFLIX was trying to look to, oh, shoot, this engagement isn't going out too well. Let's look to actually pull backwards. And unfortunately, they got sucked in by the Fatal Links. And now, once again, another fight they can't seem to win here as Esmeralda is just way too big. They're waiting for the immortality to come through, and Renazmi is unable to survive even with all the spell vamp that he has. Ambus just purchased the Twilight armor. Your burst damage does not matter. Your engagements does not matter. We're looking to end this game.
Oh, they're trying as fast as they can, but they need more men here. It's not enough. What is just a one-person attack kind of hero, and they need something with AoE. They shush away everybody possible. The moment Fredo is alive and online, Rain jumping in, catch one on Ace, but Ace is easily running away himself from here, and he's too tanky to finish off one shot again, but they need to defend their base again. AEROWOLF cannot be too comfortable. Same goes for Siren Clan. One mistake will turn the tide over the other side.
Oh my goodness, this game that looked to be super Siren Clan favorite, GENFLIX experience has pulled on through, and yet they hold on even till now, where the gold just does not matter and everybody has hit their full build.
Oh, they are changing their builds at the same time because they do know some items need to be alternating between, especially if you have yourself immortality and being popped out for that immortality shield and it's being used. You need to change it to something else because you don't want to waste that one slot.
Yeah, most of the time people will go for Malefic Roar because you have that extra structural damage. Other times people are like, oh, you know what, I need a Twilight Armor or Winds of Nature, something with utility. But now this backline here might be in some trouble as Fredo once again disrespects the enemy team. He will be able to get out there. Oh, Rave catching two in the backline. He does lock down, oh dear Bambi, which means the rest of the team is going to go through. But what in the world is going on as the team is pulling through? And what? Getting a huge dead Sonata. It just isn't enough with a Lori around, dropping a second ability and getting that yin-yang interaction with her passive. Those mini stunts make a huge difference. Fenrir in a lot of trouble here as Renazmi jumps right on top of him. The spell vamp is too much and nobody has any anti-healing to stop this man.
Oh, this guy is just unstoppable. What is just shooting everybody down with the help of Renazmi. That was a little bit follow-up coming up from that jumping from Rogue. It was perfect landing all 5 men there. If only they have Renazmi at that point too, it will turn around even straight winning the game for them. Renazmi trying to buy more time at the same time while trying to finish off the lot with the help of Fredo. But can they make it out? Because we do know Esmeralda Ambus will try to steal this one away.
Yep, and they have to hold on to their guns here because they can't really do too much as they are lacking 3 members with only GENFLIX losing 2, which is a very big tell there. Something happened in that fight and Siren Clan need to identify it as soon as possible and not make that same mistake.
Bambi have to making sure that he will not overstate or showing his face way too much to the up front there, because we do know if Bambi is not there, Fenrir will be the second in line in terms of making the damage output, but Louis is really squishy and so hard to run. Not as easy as, you know, Kimi, you know. There's nothing to dash, there's nothing except if you have Flicker, which he actually chose Purify this point. A lot marching in, just jump straight to the inhibitor turret. It's nowhere to be seen anymore. Well, it's raised. Where is the jump? Here comes in, trying to get everybody out. And now, look at that! Huge AoE combination. But will it be enough?
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful by Thomas and Beef there. He literally just saved his team, his entire team, with just a simple motion of catching them off with a big ultimate with his penalty zone. But Clay is still alive, and they've kind of overstayed their welcome here. Their damage dealers are now done. Ambus is nowhere to be seen. He's here looking to make something happen. However, the Way of the Dragon is going to kick him through. The Purify is going to pull him back. The Fatal Links pulls it back to Ambus, but he can't really do too much. He still has his ultimate, but he's waiting for his Moon Shield before he decides to go back in, because Watt's damage is ridiculous, and that Malefic Roar is just making him easier for towers to just go down like butter.
Well, we're talking about only the masculine here to actually defend. Nothing with damage output on the side of Siren Clan. They try to hold on to what? Still full HP, still having a lot of damage to go out there. Fredo trying to bait for more, but he's not going to go for it. What he's doing for the buffs, he actually not going to give extra hands for Fredo here. Trying to run away. He just dashed himself out.
No! After all that.
That penalty zone is really critical for them to come back.
Ah, looks like Lund didn't want to waste his flicker to secure that kill, but oh my goodness, this game can't go get any better than this. It's 24 minutes, but it's really just at the tip of a knife's edge because it is that sharp. Any mistake, somebody's gonna get cut.
Yeah, but there's only one more inhibitor turret. It's pretty much the same for both of the team. We're talking about stalemate since the start till the late game here, which reminds me have to go and work well with the Gata. This time Gata will be playing at the side lane pushing. We do have Amber staying at the back line. Fredo kicking in. It's going to be Thomas just evading the Abyssal Arrow. And now going in for more. That yin and yang just now really hurts a lot.
The back line.
Me. Oh my goodness me. What is this?
Oh, the penalty zone! That penalty zone was huge, and they were able to chunk them out and push them through as they continue to move forward. Ambus has no way to catch them as he has no ultimate. He just got it back off of cooldown. He wants to pick off for Nazmi. Will he get him? I'm not entirely sure as Watt's damage is just going through the roof. And finally, Siren Clan find a favorable matchup as they're running it down mid, hopefully to stop the... Oh my goodness. That,
Life still is crazy.
Yo.
That was one wave, man.
Yo, that's nasty.
Oh, but at the same time, Renazmi needs to help his friend here. Thomas will be going down. One trying to defend his solo, but the minion, Bambi, finish it up. We're gonna walk into game number 3. That was a hell of a game.
Woo! Looks like Siren Clan still has their fangs there as they take a game off of GENFLIX. AEROWOLF, really nicely done.